Now the word here, next word starts with these three letters, ha, lam and waw. Ha and lam and waw. And the meaning is this is to be alone. Okay? To be alone. Halal. Okay? Or to be in private. Okay? Now, as we said that if we have fa'ala, to do, and we put three fathas and make it fa'ala, he did. How we make the past tense of third person? Just put three fathas on each letter. Okay? We saw in qawala, qala. So this is fa'ala. So this word will become ha with a fatha, lam with a fatha, and wa with a fatha. Khalawa. This means he was alone. Past tense will be was. Or he was in private. Okay? So the meaning will be past tense third person. He was alone. Okay? Now again, waw with a fatha, waw is a weak letter, will sound with like an alif. So this will become khala. Okay? This will be written like khala, which is the word in the Quran. Okay? So wa'idha khala, and we when he is alone. Okay? Now, if it is a group that you can use for this group like a one person's grammar. Okay? So actually we are talking about a group of people here. But the meaning will be same and we'll see how it works. Okay? So after that, there are these three words. Ba'aduhum ila ba'adin. So let's look at these three words. And then we will combine those three words with this word khala. And we'll translate the whole thing. Okay? So let's just, I'm going to write down he was alone. Okay. Then the next word in Arabic, there are two words. One word is kullun. Kullun means all. And if it is not all, then the word is ba'adun. Ba'adun means some. Okay. In Arabic, if you want to use the word for everything all, is kullun. Kull. Okay. But if it is not all, it's a portion of that, a part of that, then the word for that is ba'adun. So these two words work together. If you're talking about everything, you say kullun. And if you're talking about a portion of that thing, or a part of that thing, you use the word ba'adun. Okay? So ba'adun. Now, the word hum means them. Okay? Hum means them. So if you combine these two words, what we do in English, the meaning will become some of them. You talk about, all of you are sitting here, if I say some of them, means a portion, a part of that group. Okay? So in English, we just put it off in between to combine these two separate words. In Arabic, this is a word noun and this is whom means pronoun. When we combine them, we just remove two dhammas and leave one out of it. So it becomes ba'aduhum. Ba'aduhum means some of them or a group of them. Okay? So that's the word in the Quran. Ba'aduhum means some of them. Okay? And when you combine, that's how it is written there. So the first word means some of them. Okay? Then again, the word is ba'adun, which is the second word here, ba'adun. But before ba'adun, this is the word ila. Ila means two. Okay? And ba'adun after that. Ila is a harf-jar. What harf-jar does, if it comes before a noun, it changes the sound of these two dhammas into the sound of two kasras. Okay? So the now, separately the word is ba'adun. You saw it was ba'adun here, it was ba'adun there. Here, hum made only one change, but here ila removes both dhammas and make them both kasras. So the now combination of the word is ila ba'adin. Okay? So now let's translate this. Some of them, ba'aduhum, some of them, ila ba'adin, to some others. Which means one group met with the other group. Some people met the other group. Some people were alone with the other groups. Okay? If I start using the translation of khala, then meaning will be a group of them in private met the other group. So first some Jews came to Muslims and they said we believed. Then they went back to their own Jews, and one group of Jews talking to the other group. That's what it is when they are alone, some of them with some others, the Jews among themselves. Okay, so that's the meaning. Khala ba'aduhum ila ba'adin. Some of them are alone with some other Jews. Okay, so among themselves. So the meaning, then you don't have to translate. He was alone, because now we're talking about a group here. So you can say some of them to others or to each other when they were alone to each other, with one another. Okay, so that's the meaning of that. To each other. Okay. So when they were alone with each other, they were alone with each other. Okay, proper English will be khala ba'aduhum ila ba'adin, when they were alone with each other in private. Okay, so what happened when they were alone with each other? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says qalu. Okay, which is the same word we have seen. They said. They are now, these Jews are talking to each other. So one group of people is saying something to the other group of people among the Jews. So this qalu is applying to Jews. They said. Some people said. Okay. What did they say? Atuhaddisunahum. Okay. Look like a big word, but when we'll break down and translate, it will become very simple. Okay. So first, let's understand one. Okay, first let me write down the word. First part of the word is a. Okay. Then second part of the word is so haddisuna. And third part is whom. So first we separate in three parts the big word. Alif with the fatah, the hamza has a different meaning. Whom has a different meaning. And the middle word is tuhaddisuna. Okay? So when we break it down, it will become very simple. Okay? Now, first of all, let's look at these three letters, ha, dal, and sa. Okay. these are three letters, hadasa. Okay? You may recognize the word hadith. It's from the same three letters. What's the meaning of hadith? Hadith is a statement. A statement, simple statement. Okay? In the Islamic terminology, we refer that statement to the saying of Prophet ﷺ. But in general meaning is a statement of the Prophet ﷺ. But in general it means to inform or to give a statement or to say something. So that is the meaning of this. Okay? But this is not the actual word. But this word has three letters, so it belongs to the group of the words which is called fa'ala. Okay? Three letters words are called fa'ala. If we add one more letter there, and that letter is going to be a shut down the middle letter. Fa'ala. So this word will become haddasa. Because now you have to put a shut down the middle letter here. It's like you put a shut down the middle letter, you have to put shut down. Haddasa means to inform. Haddasa means to inform something about something. Give an information. Okay? Haddasa. Now, let's look at our template. Fa, a, and lam, which means to do. Okay? If we put a ta in the beginning and wuna at the end, okay, this is our standard what we have been doing, and keep these three letters in the middle like that. When you put a ta in the beginning, it brings the meaning of present tense. Okay, and your second person. Second person is you, and present tense. Okay. And waw and noon in the rule of the grammar bring the meaning of plural. Okay. And fa'ala means to do. So taf'aluna will mean you do. Okay, you, and plural is you all do. Okay? When you say you do or you are doing, you are talking about the second person, plural, and present tense. Okay? So that's how we make present tense. Taf'aluna. Okay? Now if notice in this word here, there is a ta in the beginning and wuna at the end. So this word is a sign that we are talking about a plural, we are talking about present tense, and we are talking about you. Okay? So what will be the meaning? So haddisuna means to inform. You, present tense. So this whole word, haddasa means to inform. To haddisuna, you inform. So the meaning of this word will be you inform. Or you are informing, or you are telling, or you are giving them information. Present tense, plural, and second person, you. Okay? So this is the rule. When you see a ta in the beginning and wuna at the end of a word in the Quran, okay, first thing that should come to the mind, that this word is talking about you. And it's talking about present tense. Okay? So if you know the meaning of the middle words here, middle letters here, you can automatically translate that word. So the middle word, three letters have the meaning of to inform. So the meaning will be you inform. So haddisuna, you inform. Now, hum means them. Hum is a plural, them. Okay? So when you combine these two words, it will become tuhaddisuna hum. tuhaddithunahum, which is the word in the Quran, except this alif is extra there. What is that alif means? Alif here is a question mark. It brings the meaning of the question mark. Question. So the meaning will be, when you pronounce together, atuhaddithunahum, do you inform them? It becomes a question. Do you inform them? Tuhaddithunahum, do you inform them? Okay? Who? Okay, so now we have to break down. Them here is pointing to Muslims. Okay? And you are the Jews talking to one another. And this you are those Jews who in the past went to the Muslims and said, Amanna, we believed. So when these Jews came back to their other Jews, the other Jews said to them, do you inform them? Did you tell them? Or are you telling them? Means, are you telling something to the Muslims which you don't know? Okay? So they are questioning these other Jews. And the meaning, the purpose of the questioning is that, why did you do so? Why did you tell these Muslims that in Torah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the Prophet will come? This is what happened. So they are saying to the one group of Jews is saying to the other groups, why did you do such a thing? Why did you tell them? Why did you inform them that? And then what is that they are telling that? What was the information that you gave them? Okay? So atuhaddithunahum is that, are you telling them or is it you told them? Okay? So we can translate, do you tell them or do you inform them? Or the style is, why did you inform them? Okay? By saying that, is it that you are informing them, then why did you inform them? Okay? What is that they informed? The next 4 words explain what is that they are talking about. Bima fatahallahu alaykum. So let's translate those words.
Does that Hamza convey what?
Which Hamza?
The question mark there.
It's making the whole statement a question statement.
Okay, so that makes it why.
Why, exactly. Yeah. Is it that? Or why? Okay? Because tuhaddithuna is a simple statement, you inform. When you put an alif, it will become, did you inform them? Or why did you inform them? Okay? So it's bringing why or a question mark statement.
So that means it was in the past? Does that mean it's in the past?
Yeah, what happened, you can say, yes, in translation you can translate it to make a proper English. Why did you tell them? Why did you tell them?
Is it why did you tell them or is it did you tell them?
No, they already know that they were told. They told them. They are questioning why did you tell them? And they are giving the reason. They are telling them you made a mistake by telling them. Why did you do such a thing? They are actually reprimanding them. They are criticizing them. Why did you do such a thing? Okay?
सही बात बताने से मना किया है.
How would be what did you tell them? How would be what did you tell them?
Well, there are then the word is separate, like ma. Yeah, there are many words for that. Okay? Because that becomes information, but putting an alif in the beginning makes it a question statement.
Are you telling them also?
No, there is no munafiq here. Only Jews are talking to each other.
नहीं मतलब ये कि जब वो दूसरे मुस्लिम से कहते हैं कि हम हमारे साथ हैं और अकेले में कहते हैं कि हम नहीं हैं तो वो मुनाफिक ही हुए ना.
No, they are Jews. Jews cannot be munafiq according to their own definition. Muslims are munafiq. Okay? Okay. So the word is bima. Two words. Okay? Bima means of that.